So Jacob, this year for Party Room Film Festival podcast, I've asked all the filmmakers to make a presentation. So what do you have for your presentation today?
All right. Well, Andrew, thank you so much for reaching out to all of those directors and asking them to do that. That means a lot.
Absolutely.
I don't have too long of a presentation. I more just want to kind of float an idea out there, just put it out into the ether, just a little concept for everybody. Just want to propose something and put it on the front of everybody's minds. I'd like to start with a question for you. A little bit of trivia for you. Which party room director has submitted the most films? And I've even made it multiple choice for you. Which one is it?
I mean, my gut tells me Josiah because we said that recently, but that feels too easy. But I'm gonna go with Josiah.
Idiot! What a stupid moron! What a dumb idiot face! You stupid moronic idiot face! How could somebody be this dumb?
Sure. Can I get a second try?
No, in fairness, you don't have all the information yet. You don't have all the information yet. Another little, again, just kind of trivia for you. I promise this will all tie in together. What can you tell me about these films right here, aside from the fact that a lot of these posters are really good, buddy?
Thank you. All these films are from year. Hold on 1 second. Let me finish my sentence. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it's all the films from year 1.
Mm-hmm. You would say these are all of our first films, right?
Yes.
Okay. What film won this year? Just out of curiosity.
End of the Bloodline.
Mm-hmm. End of the Bloodline won, and that was Sam's first film. Well, today I would like to talk about the Mattox paradox. Okay.
Okay.
As we look right here, what do we see?
5 films that Sam submitted every year.
Would you say that these are all of Sam's films?
Originally, yes, but I am doubting
Wrong.
myself as I say
Stupid
it.
idiot. Yeah. You idiot, dumb, stupid head, dummy face. Andrew, cast your mind back to his very first submission, Penalty Kick.
Whoa.
All right.
Yeah.
Little bit of a lore dump for everybody.
Yeah.
June 16th of 2020, Sam says, "What's up, guys? Made this, before I thought there would be rules. I don't want to reshoot this, so I'm just going to share it here. Whatever. So that nobody has to go back, we'll run through this film, all right, beat by beat. There is Mitchell in front of a goal.
Yeah.
And then there's this jabroni. What's his name?
Yeah. Matt Harling.
Yep, there's that guy. And he's looking supposedly at Mitchell. And then there's Mitchell in front of the goal. And then we go back to him.
Mm-hmm.
And then we go back to Mitchell. And then we go back to him. And that goes on for about 45 seconds.
Very Western feel.
And that's the music that goes with it as well.
Cool.
And then Harling scores a goal. The end. Get in, get out.
Mm-hmm. Simple concept film, that's for sure.
Very simple concept film. What I think sometimes when we describe Sam's year 1 film, End of the Bloodline, we say that it was ahead of its time. I would like to propose that that is absolutely correct. See, all of us were on our first film in year 1. So that's why we have a lot of, lower tier films. Films where we didn't know what Party Room was. Well, Sam had already gotten that practice film out of the way at year 1. So I'd like to propose that End of the Blood goes to year 2. Metal Weird Solid goes to year 3. End of the Bloodline, everything shifts up a year. Except for maybe End of the Bloodline 2 and Offsides. Because if Cody was always going to write his film, then
sure.
Then maybe End of the Bloodline 2 does not exist and Offsides would always be year 5.
Mm-hmm.
So, let's look at this again. Now, out of these films, which film do you think would win?
Oh, I mean, I think I'm gonna reveal my personal bias here a little bit, but also, I'm an egomaniac, so I'm gonna go with evil.
Yep. Evil would win Party Room 1 by a landslide. Um, now, I have kind of like, just tested the waters with this theory, with this little paradox, like what happens in that other universe?
Yeah.
What happens to Party Room if Andrew King wins a festival that he created on the
Yeah.
first year?
Not an awesome look.
The resounding response was Party Room does bad. It's not good. um, I'm not going to reveal who said anything. Party Room stops existing. Andrew never goes to DC. Sam loses his job. Zach on the Couch is made year 2. Matt stops making special effects.
Wait, hold on,
Cody-
hold on.
Okay.
If Party Room Film Festival starts existing, does Zach just make Zach on the Couch for like funsies?
I think it's the quality goes down on year 2, and then we just don't do it year 3, maybe.
Oh, so okay, so we give it one more shot, but everyone's just kind of pissed I won.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Zach's parents sell the property. Vampire films become popular again. Nobody
Ugh.
wants that.
Nobody
Nerd
wants
Hall gets renamed to Second Moose.
that. No, my legacy.
There is a silver lining. Josiah does end up becoming president, though.
Oh, okay.
Um,
That would actually, but the negative to that is that would actually be a constitutional crisis because you have to be 35 years old to be president at minimum. So
no one
that
cares, nerd.
Josiah
No one
might be president, but at what cost?
I think the stress of you winning caused rapid aging in a lot of the group. So,
Sure. So everyone saw his gray hair and no one questioned.
Next up, the festival would have continued out of spite. Is another theory. Again, I asked multiple people.
Oh, this is a second theory.
Yeah.
Okay, this is a second multiverse.
Basically, the festival would have continued out of spite, but the gist is that everybody would have been so upset and angry that the films still wouldn't have been good. They just were like aimed at beating you.
Sure.
Zombies, larger zombies, smaller zombies, we defeat the zombies. And then Party Room films are only about the heroic tales of the zombie apocalypse. That is not
so
who you think it is.
So wait, hold on. So Party Room would have continued out of spite, and then are we making movies about zombies, or the zombies are in real life, and then we make stories about us beating the zombies in real life?
So the next theory is basically saying if you win year 1, somehow Coriolis butterfly effect, the zombie apocalypse happens.
Sure.
And we eventually, as the band of brothers that we are, we do defeat the zombies, but Party Room films basically only become about the us and the zombie apocalypse.
Tracking. Yep. Got it.
Okay. And now we're doing that. I don't know why.
Yeah. You're really re-emphasizing your first multiverse points here.
There we go.
There it is.
Oh
my gosh. Hold on. Let me get my binoculars out.
Hey,
here.
shut up.
Or my magnifying glass.
Shut up. He would have made more films along the lines of evil, more gag and laugh focused. You would have repeat 1 by year 5. You wouldn't have moved to DC. The festival wouldn't be hosted at Zach's house. It would still be in Kentucky, where you were living. Because of the lack of political influence, your films would be more of a blend between Matt and Paul. Big budget and really joke focused. I think you would not have wanted competition any sooner, so Aaron Levi and Landers would have entered way later.
Yeah, that's probably true.
And then there would be less PRFF content because it didn't expand as fast. So there's basically only the commercials and the films.
Okay.
Really, that's kind of all I have for you. I'm curious, what do you think would have happened if you had won year 1? which I am saying that you should have, because
Yeah.
Sam cheated by submitting 2 films that year, getting his practice film out of the way.
Hmm.
Your practice film was Evil. So,
Yeah. I mean,
what
I
do you think would
think,
happen?
you know, man, yeah. So what's your question again? What do I think would have happened?
Yeah, if you had won Party Room
Yeah.
1, does Party Room Film Festival still exist?
Yeah. I would say it does exist, but I would essentially have burned any chance at winning ever again, because it would have been like, well, Andrew came up with this idea so he could win something. So now we all have to like never vote for him again,
Mhm.
basically. So at that point, it would have like never mattered. And like the joke would be, we don't vote for Andrew, right? Because he cheated in the first one. And everyone would know that's not true, but they would know how much that would annoy me. And so they would
Mhm.
never vote for me again, which would annoy me. And I would be upset about that. Um, so I think it does go on. Um, I think you raise up an interesting point. Maybe would all the films look more like Evil, like just everybody's film? Like would grotesque violence in films kind of be the theme,
Mhm.
because we really haven't seen that. And this is maybe being very loose of me saying that Evil has grotesque violence, right? Like it's
Mhm.
very cartoony, but
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, the only other film that's kind of violence wise close to Evil would be like Unsightly Zombies, maybe. Is that kind of
Maybe.
it?
He
Maybe.
censors the vomit, but yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. I mean, you are forgetting your second film, American Unsightly, which my
Hmm.
theory says that, if we were in that universe, I think you still make American Unsightly on year 2
Yeah.
out of out of some type of like, look, I don't have to try anymore. I already beat all of you. So
Right.
I think your films still come out the same way if you
Well,
win
and
the
the
one.
and the Olympics still happen, so I still have that month, the two
Mhm.
month window chopped down to one.
Mhm.
Um, so yeah, I mean, I think, man, I mean, I haven't thought about this, um, but yeah, I guess I think it does go on, but it definitely isn't a good look to like start something and then win right away. You
Yeah.
know,
So
not.
anyway, I'm not saying that I don't have the authority to say that Sam does not get to submit a film year 6 because he
Mm,
has already submitted his 6th film.
yeah.
I don't have the authority to say that, so I won't. I won't say it.
Hmm.
I don't have the authority to say that, you know, Sam cheated on year
Yeah.
1 by submitting a practice film, getting it out of his system. Because I mean, if we think about it, End of the Bloodline fits really well in with year 2. It's so
Yeah.
I don't have the authority to say these things, so I'm not going to. I would just like to introduce and the Samuel Maddox paradox and just
Mhm.
see what people think.
Here's maybe to play devil's advocate, right? I'd have to go back to the actual data based on this, but I believe when we did the voting, right, End of the Bloodline was pretty much the only film that got votes from year one. I think maybe like Mitchell or Holly voted for Les Pièges, and I think Stice really likes Evil, so I think Stice, or sorry, I think Matt um would have voted for Evil. But maybe if Matt submits his soccer film year one, there's absolutely nothing memorable from year one. Like, let's say I won, right? But nothing is memorable from it,
Mm,
and it just kind of it dies anyway. Not even out of anger at me winning something I created,
mhm,
but it just dies based off of like, well, this isn't really actually that funny.
mm. I think you're being a little harsh on yourself. I really enjoy the 4 full minutes of you stabbing, or not you stabbing, but Zach and Jake
Yeah.
stabbing each other. I enjoy that. The
I
40.
mean, I do too. It always will have a soft spot in my heart. To play this out more, let's say So based on, can you go back to your like page of theories?
Yeah.
All right. So so in this theory, it's still year. We at least have one more year, right?
It
And
depends
now
on which theory you're going with.
I'm gonna go off the
Like I
top
said,
one.
this over
Yeah,
here.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. The first one. Sorry, the left. So we're still. Let's go year by year, right? So let's just shift it. So Sam goes, or End of the Bloodline rather goes to year 2.
Mhm.
In this first multiverse, do Aaron and Landers get invited?
I do not think so.
So if that's the case, then End of the Bloodline is now up for consideration to win in year 2.
Yeah, but meaningless is there, and since
Yeah,
rotten roommate isn't there, I think. So, are we saying that if Sam doesn't cheat? I mean, some people are saying it.
sure.
people,
Many
people are
people.
really talking about this. Is what
I've heard them. Yeah, at least two
um,
people are talking about this.
like it is the bird is the word.
It's out there. Yeah.
What we are saying is that, like, all right, so maybe I win year 2, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right, whenever Jacob wins year 2, I think year 3, Aaron and Landers get invited because we need to actually have quality in the film festival.
But see, I would disagree with that premise because I would never invite somebody to the festival because I think they would make like high quality films. I would invite them because I think they would get the joke, right? Like Aaron and Landers and Levi are very good at making things, but they don't necessarily like, this is not to say their films don't have quality, right? But this isn't like a cinematography focus. You know what I mean? Like
Right.
Aaron, Landers, and Levi get the jokes. They make the jokes. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I would push back a little bit on the you automatically beat Sam year 2.
Well, see, I'm not trying to take it away from him, but as we look at year 3,
Mm-hmm.
I believe Sam then, because at this point now, year 3, we have all of these silly films.
Mm-hmm.
Which, I mean, My Girlfriend Is a Screen there. That's going to be late anyway. Well, actually, is My Girlfriend a Screen? Like, is that there at
Is
all?
that late? Is it
Like, is Levi
committed or is
there?
it submitted late? I think so Levi was in whose film was he in year 2? I should remember that. Oh, he was in Sweaty Games, right?
Yep.
So let's assume Paul. I think by year 3, I think it's safe to say, even in an extended multiverse scenario, Levi, Landers, and Aaron are invited by that point,
Okay. We just,
right?
all 3 of them year 3. Okay.
Because we're going to
So,
assume this doesn't change Paul in any way,
right.
which then infers Levi is an actor, which spurs shouldn't Levi, Aaron, and Landers get invited. So,
and I, of course, am still using Levi for meaningless audio.
correct.
Too.
Yeah.
But so what I am saying, like, all right, My Girlfriend Is a Screen, that's still going to be late. All right, Kill Happy,
Yeah.
that's still going to be late on
Correct.
year 3.
Yeah.
So really, I think it comes down to a battle between Sam and Matt, Bargain Batman versus Metal Weird Solid.
For winner year 3.
Yeah.
Scroll down. What else do we got this year? I would maybe disagree with that a little bit. I think one of the difficulty is which photo verse film do you vote for?
Well,
I
I'm
would
going off
say
of
I
Bargain Batman 1, so therefore
I
it
think
kind
that
of
remains. I think in the multiverse, Bargain Batman still wins year 3. Because I don't think I really liked Metal Gear Solid, but it did not, voting wise, do all that well.
no. Okay.
At all. No.
I thought it was close, but
no. To my knowledge, it wasn't. I mean, they're all close because there's only 20 of us, but it wasn't that close.
okay. And then we go to year 4. So now we have Game Night. I do not think Sam wins with Game Night. So we're saying if Sam does not cheat, again, that's what people are saying. It's not me.
Cheating. Sam cheating. Yeah. It's a shame
if
that people are saying the words Sam and cheating in the same sentence.
But we're saying if he does not submit a practice film and does not get into the bloodline out early, then
and does not cheat, as people are saying. Many people.
Yeah. Dude, people are talking about this.
Many people are saying Sam and cheating.
Many people are saying.
I think it would be a toss-up year 2. Maybe people can say which one they think would win. Like your film is overall better, but like it's one of those things like you just can't mess with. You can't beat. You don't have the balls to start a family with me. Like objectively, like as great as your effects are and the fight scene is, like that line just. I mean, it ended evil the moment that line happened. Again, because Sam had the ability to workshop a second film because he submitted one already.
I mean, arguably, Party Room would hit its renaissance year 2, but which in some ways it did.
It did, yeah.
In our timeline. But arguably, like with End of the Bloodline hitting it at year 2, it might even like spur it even bigger. And so who knows what films would have come year 3.
So
I'd probably still make How Not to Find Food in the Wild, in fairness, but
so are you saying if Evil wins year 1, is Party Room even better now?
Again, that's what people are saying.
Many people are saying
that. Like I'm I'm not really one to make big statements like Sam cheated year 1. I'm not one to say that, so I won't.
And it's really sad that people are saying Sam is cheating. Because to even say Sam and cheating in the same sentence isn't fair to Sam, who they're accusing of cheating.
Yeah. It's just crazy. But anyway, that's the Mattox paradox, and I was just curious people's thoughts on it.
Yeah. And I'd say if anyone else has any other thoughts on the Mattox paradox, make sure you post it in the comments, post your theories, like, subscribe, and be sure to share.